You have to be tougher than tough, so that when tough read become tougher, you're toughest.
You've written security guard, but we're going for customer service jobs.
In the morning, shock on me. There are 8 more kids.
Children? Always there you have to work for about 14 hours, but are you giving up? No.
Thanks for tuning in. Remember that you can always join the conversation via the hashtag #RealTalkWithTamima on Facebook, Twitter, and on Instagram. Today's topic is a very important one because we'll be delving very deeply into the issue that is youth unemployment in Kenya, and sometimes what young people consider to be the solution, and how, if you're not careful, you could actually find yourself in modern day slavery. So please help me welcome my first guest, Rose Okello. Rose has worked abroad, and she says for her the experience was painful and one that she hopes nobody ever has to go through. Please help me welcome Rose. Rose, welcome to Real Talk.
Thank you.
So you're a lovely lady.
Thank you.
Maybe just tell us a bit about yourself in the context of working abroad.
I'm Rose Okello. I work in Dubai, and I started as a housemaid, my first step in Dubai, and it was not easy at all, because we think that when we go there, those people, we will live our life, we will have everything, things will be so fancy, but it's not like that. And we will think like the work being done there, it's like what we are doing in Kenya, but it's totally different.
Maybe tell me a bit about yourself, because we have with us an audience full of young people, and if I just had to take a random sample of my audience, how many people are employed or have their own businesses? Who is, show of hands please, who is presently looking for employment? Job searching? Anyone? Because there's a lot of wisdom in her story, and I really feel that the unemployment question starts from, if we go back to before you left the country, what were your prospects? You know, what were you doing with yourself? Had you undergone any training? Maybe just give us a bit more of that background.
Before I left the country, I was working as a mjengo lady in 12 engineers barracks, and I'm an artist actually. But it was not easy for me to be an artist, and as well, I have no money. In Kenya, you know, if you're an artist, you have to have money, you have to have connections. So for me, I decided to go and work as a mjengo lady.
So what were you doing in the mjengo?
Mjengo. I used to carry stones, because when you go there, that guy will be like, wewe utafanya kazi kweli? And for me to prove to them that I can work, I used to tell them, usinione vile niko hivi, udhani siwezi fanya kazi. So I could work, nikipewa mawe, ile yenye kiwango cha wanaume, nitabeba. So ningebeba mawe, ningefanya everything kenye inafanyika pale, ndio nisifutwe the next day nisiambiwe, you're not supposed to come to work.
And how old were you when you started?
17 years
17
old.
years. And how much were you taking home on a daily basis?
500, but they were paying me weekly.
On a weekly basis.
Yeah.
So you knew every day you worked and worked well, that ensured that you were allowed to come back the next day to work, and at the end of the week, you got your wages.
Yeah.
Which was like 2,500 per month.
Yeah.
So at which point did you now start exploring the idea of like, mayhap I should consider working elsewhere? Where did that idea come from?
So the contract ya mjengo iliisha. So I went to stay in Kawangware with my cousin. When I went there, I saw something like they need housemaid in Dubai, and the salary is more than 20,000. So nikajiuliza, I used to work as a mjengo lady, mbona nisijaribu hii? Alafu, I always say you have to be tough. You have to be tougher than tough, so that when tough read become tougher, you're toughest. So I said, I will make it. I called the guy. He directed me where I should go. I went to the office.
This thing you just saw somewhere on a wall, plastered.
Yeah.
Those 2 stickers we see when we are walking.
Yeah, it was written housemaid jobs in Dubai, 20,000 salary plus. So I was like, it's interesting. So for me, I thought it's like Kenya. You will wake up in the morning, wash the house, then blah, 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 and then you'll relax. But it was totally different. It was totally different. ningefanya kazi kama umbwa, but for me, I knew what took me there. I knew my aim, and I knew that I'm not going to be a slave for long. That is just a stepping stone.
So when you go back to what took you there, you went, you applied at the agency. How did you save up the money for processing your ticket, your visa, everything?
No, the agency, they paid everything, but I didn't have my passport. So I had to tell him to connect me so that I may push my passport. And then I had to go back again to work as a mjengo lady. So I got a contract at Yaya Center. Somebody was doing some, alikuwa anatengeneza, I don't know what that woman was doing. So I had to go and ask if I can work there. I can be sweeping, blah, 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 carrying stones down. So they told me, okay. So I had to walk from Kawangware daily, from Kawangware to, at least Kawangware to Yaya, and then I will push myself. And then I could be saving 500 daily without taking tea, I could have taken nothing as I go to work. So the whole day ningeshinda njaa, bila kukula kitu, ningevumilia, ningesave pesa. Nilifanya hapo like 1 week. Nikapata pesa yangu, nikapata fare kunirudisha Thika because I stay in Thika. And afterwards ndo nikaita huyo mtu, nikamwambia nilipata pesa ya passport. So I think I'm good to go. Then akani connect, nikaenda nika-apply passport. He did that for me actually. Nika-apply, and then afterwards, after three days, passport yangu ilitoka. Nikapata sponsor, akaniita, nikaambiwa the way I will be working.
Ukapata sponsor kiaje? Unajua siku hizi kusema ukipata sponsor.
My boss, okay. Mwenye nilikuwa naenda kufanyia kazi, we call them sponsor. They are the ones sponsoring your visa. So at least akanipigia, akaniambia niko na umbwa na niko na watoto watatu, 32, 30 and 27 years old. And I have a dog. So nikasema, nitaweza.
Because wale kule watoto ni wazima.
Actually,
ni watu wazima, hata si watoto.
Definitely, you think ni watu wazima, but for me, I prefer kufanya kazi na watoto kuliko watu wazima, kwa sababu zile vituko watafanya zitakukera yani.
But you didn't know that when
I didn't know. Me, I was like,
you know, big dreams.
For those people are telling me, ukipata po watoto usiende, unaona, utateseka, watoto Waarabu wanasumbua. I'm like, oh, nimepata watu wakubwa. I went, I was taken to the house, nikapata umbwa. Nyeusi, yani, what I saw, I was like, no. Alafu nyumba ilikuwa kubwa, nikakaribishwa tu vizuri, nikapewa juice, everything. So I was like, this is the life I want.
Umekaribishwa kama mgeni.
Yeah. So afterwards, the next day, I was given something to dress because I was told I have to dress the way they want. Nikapewa nguo zangu kubwa, nikavaa. So I was trained with a lady who was there. She was leaving to Philippines. Nikafunzwa, and I was like, this is not how we are working in Kenya. We just do kachara things and kalas. So the lady was like, you have to do like this because madam will shout at you. You know, it was not easy. For 1 week I was with that lady. After she went to their country, Philippines, I was alone. So I would, unajua ukifunzwa kitu, si lazima ushike yote, kuna zingine umesahau. So kuna siku fulani nilisahau kuweka maji ya umbwa kwa sababu from 6 to 12 you're working.
So that's working literally how?
Working. And ukiosha vyombo, you'll be called. Rosa, you have to run stairs, kupeana remote, maybe kupeana remote ama kuleta maji or something. Hizo vitu ndogo ndogo. For them, they just have to sit and ni wewe. Hata wakiwa wakumi, hata wakiwa na wageni, it's you. Yeah. So your time alikuja, ametoka nje, ametoka shopping. And for them, they do shopping weekly, vitu nyingi. So she called me outside. I went and
that's the
picked,
madam of the house.
Yeah, I went and picked the shopping and kept on the table because you have to sort them, keep them everywhere, you know. So afterwards, she realized that sikuwa nimeweka maji kwa ya umbwa. Akaniita, kaniambia, mbona Bizo why is she crying? Why? Rosa, why? I'm like, I don't know. And then, why water is not here? Why no water? I'm like, madam, right now I've just come and I will do that. Don't worry. And she told me, peleko maskini kwenyu. I really cried, you know, I didn't expect
She
that.
said it in English?
Yeah. You take your poverty to your mama. Go cry to your mama. Move. I'm like, oh. She will just come, give you some work. You know, for them, it's normal to them. They will throw their pants. It has blood, it has anything, but you have to wash. You went there to work. And if you don't do that, they will just call you names. And I used to avoid that. I know what took me there. And what I wanted is like, after 6 months probation, I will look for another job.